Pilot TV, some game day bingo action as we're getting after it in this great game of bingo. We'll be streaming live on the Pilot TVs, Player Connect app, pilotgames.com/PilotTV, YouTube Live, as well as the Twitch app. Our channel name is MegaSota on both YouTube Live and Twitch. So hopefully you guys are checking out those streams, shooting out some messages on those streams. If you do shoot out a message, I'll shoot you out some great luck as you get after this awesome bingo ahead of you today. As we got this game number one ahead of us right now, we got 52 balls or less for that minor prize, sitting at 64 balls, $64. We got that nice major prize at $1,000 that will not be available in this game, as that mega prize will be taken home if you win it in 48 balls or less, as it's sitting at $34,922. Should be great stuff as we continue through this awesome bingo here. I need to highlight some locations that just got some Pilot TVs unwrapped and installed. Those locations are Gordy's Place, the Turtle River Chop House, Gino's Bar and Grill, Big Whitey's Bar and Grill, VFW Hoyt Lake, El Barco's Mexican Restaurant, the Twin Bluffs, the New Richland Liquor Company, Buffalo Wild Wings Bemidji, Shaggy's Bonfire, the Castaway Isles, as well as the Midtown Bar and Grill. Great job to all those locations getting those Pilot TVs unwrapped and installed. We shoot you out a bunch of luck as you play this great bingo. As we're playing this great bingo, we've given out quite a few jackpots over the last few weeks over this season, as we've had a lot of fun. Gave out 10 jackpots this past weekend, as we have now given out 378 jackpots during the season 14 and 21 jackpots during this past week. Before I get into those jackpots that went out just this past weekend, though, we're going to be giving out this nice jackpot here, or maybe the Musco prize. Working on a $10 Musco if we do click past these jackpot. As we do click past that mega jackpot, clicking over, working on the minor prize, as we only have this to try and give it out, but it doesn't look like we'll be giving it out here. We have just a few more balls before we give out this Musco prize of $10. We got 3 balls away for Kirk, as well as now Naraka getting after it. As we continue to get after it in this great game, we'll see. As now we got players 2 balls away, 1 ball away for Jeepers. Watch out for creepers as we keep on getting through this. Now more players joining up at that 1 ball away mark as we see this Musco prize go out to that player that was a 1 ball away first, and they take home $10 to going out to Jeepers over at the Polar Lounge. Good job to Jeepers in this great game number 1 of Game Day Bingo, as we'll now be getting enrolled into a game number 2, with our jackpots continuing to grow and roll into this upcoming game. As you guys are getting enrolled into this upcoming game, I'm going to continue talking about jackpots and talking about those jackpots that went out this weekend. We saw 5 different jackpots go out on Friday, as the first one went out to Hammers over at the Boondocks Bar and Grill. They got to take home a lovely $7,834 jackpot prize. Great job to Hammers. Then we had Player over at Molitor's Quarry take home a nice prize of $1,158. Great job to Player taking home that second jackpot. Third jackpot going out on that lovely Friday actually went out to Ryan over at Eagles Litchfield, taking home $636. Great job to you, Ryan. We had 2 more jackpots go out in that lovely Friday, but those 2 jackpots were actually a split up of 1 singular prize, and that was in a little pilot payday action, as we got to see $2,500 get split up between Roz over at Lucky Lures and Hot Mama 3 over at Main Street Pub. They both took home $1,250 on that great prize split up. Definitely awesome job to Hot Mama as well as Roz in that great game of Pilot Payday. If you guys want an opportunity at that $2,500 Musco prize, hopefully we see you come out on those lovely Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays at 6 p.m. for that specialty game of Pilot Payday. But as we continue working through these great games right here, I'm going to get working in our next jackpots as we move on to Saturday, as we only got to see one jackpot go out on that lovely Saturday. And that went out to Ski over at the municipal liquor store Twin Valley. They took home $7,290, the third largest jackpot of the entire weekend. Great job to you, Ski. As we now move on to Sunday's great jackpots, as we had Send Money over at American Legion Owatonna, taking home $9,052. Taking home $1,027. In eighth place, we had Skippy over at the Taco Night Canteen. Also on Sunday, we had Michael over at VFW Blaine take home $5,980. As we had our final jackpot go out on that Sunday to Newman over at a Mazeppa liquor store, taking home $5,331. Great job to all of our jackpot winners over that Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. It was awesome to see you guys take home those awesome prizes. Even better as we watched some of those awesome prizes go out on that Sunday as we were playing a little bit of game day bingo as our Minnesota Vikings ended up getting their own victory, finally getting that winning record 6-5 on the year after a fantastic game as we beat those New Orleans Saints. It was a fantastic first half as I was there for the entirety of that first half, as I am for every single Vikings game day. And it was so much fun watching those awesome players just whipping the football around and just putting up lots of points in that first half. Shout out to Josh Dobbs. But I'd also like to shout out our newest ETAB game, Wicked Seas. It actually was just released a little over a week ago, and you guys can check that one out at your favorite Minnesota bars today. Try to find buried treasure in that treasure map bonus, or spin the helm to try and land on some great prizes in the wheel bonus. It's all a lot of fun in those awesome games. We love those ETABs, especially whenever we release a new one. This time it's Wicked Seas, our own pirate themed ETAB game. We are working in this game number 2 of Game Day Bingo. We have 49 balls dropped on this game as we're working towards some great prizes. Moved past that mega and a major jackpot as they were sitting at 48 balls or less. And now, seeing if that minor jackpot can go out. Moving on, though, to an $11.60 must-go prize, as none of our jackpots will be hitting the lucky player's iPad in this game right here. That does mean that those jackpots will be growing and rolling into our game number 3, with that minor prize clicking up from 54 to 56 balls or less, continuing to be a lot of fun. We are at 65 balls dropped on this one, so we should be giving out this prize soon as so many players are one ball away. And $11.60 is going out to Steve over at our place on third. Great job to you, Steve, in this awesome game number 2 of Game Day Bingo, as we now get enrolled into a game number 3. If you guys want to stay up to date with all things Pilot Games, though, give us a like and follow on our Facebook page. All you got to do is search up Pilot Games and click on our logo. Then you'll be able to see weekly bingo schedules, event details and reminders, big progressives, player pictures, previews, the new ETAB games, and even a website link at the very top of that Facebook page that has links to our bar locations, our social medias like Twitter and Instagram, pgl.world, and even more options there on that Facebook page. It's just the hub of all things Pilot Games, so definitely go check it out and see what kind of great prizes you can be taking home while checking out those, while taking some tips from those awesome social media pages. As we are getting enrolled into this game number 3 of Game Day Bingo, just 1 minute and 40 seconds, I'm going to be going over the weekly bingo schedule. As today's bingo is going to be pretty simple, as we'll be playing Game Day Bingo from 12 all the way till 1. I'll be playing all 12 of these games with you guys, as I'll leave you to play some unhosted bingo right at 1 p.m. Your first game of unhosted bingo will be a little opportunity of Lucky 4 Bingo with $76,128 on the line. That should be a fun prize to get after, the largest jackpot available throughout today. So definitely come out for that Lucky 4 Bingo. That won't be your last opportunity of Lucky 4 bingo, though. But if you want another shot at it, you're going to have to stick around all the way till 4 p.m. Between 1 and 4, you'll be playing more game day bingo, unhosted, going after that minor, major, and mega prize, whatever it left off at during this 12 to 1 time. Right at 4 p.m., you'll play a second opportunity of Lucky 4 bingo, getting after that largest jackpot of the day, $76,000 if it didn't go out at 1 p.m. Then from 4 all the way till 6 p.m., that's when you get into that skull bingo action. $1 a card as you get after a line prize already sitting at a jackpot amount, $1,806. You could take home in 10 balls or less. A large frame prize that's looking great as well, $1,444. You could take home in 43 balls or less. And that coverall prize is sitting at $19,905. You could take home in 50 balls or less. No matter how large those jackpots are sitting, that ball count always is the same. And that goes for how small those jackpots can get. It doesn't matter. Ball count is always 10 balls or less for the line prize, 43 balls or less for the large frame, and 50 balls or less for that coverall. And Skull Bingo, that's played from 4 to 6 every day. 6 p.m., we'll be playing a little bit of Lucky 4 bingo today, getting your final opportunity at that $76,000 if it didn't go out at 1 or at 4 p.m. We do like to change up that Lucky 4 bingo every once in a while, as every Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday, we replace that Lucky 4 bingo at 6 p.m. with a little pilot payday, which is an absolute blast because it has a $2,500 must go prize, not jackpot prize that you got to win in a ball count. No, it is a must go prize. It's only 10 cents a card. So definitely come out 6 p.m. every Wednesday, Thursday, Friday for that pilot payday. But even tonight, it's going to be some great action at 6 p.m. with that Lucky 4 bingo happening with that $76,000. It may be even larger if it didn't go out at 1 or at 4. But from 6 all the way till 10 p.m., you'll be getting after some more awesome bingo prizes, a minor, a major, and mega prize that have been growing all day long from this lunchtime from 1 to 4, and then getting after it from 6 all the way till 10 p.m. Should be a lot of fun for you guys playing that game day bingo tonight. We do every once in a while like to interrupt that game day bingo that runs from 6 to 10. And the next one up is that MegaSota game night. It gets started at 6:40 as it does every single Tuesday. Tony and Nikki will be there giving out a bunch of PGL points as well as some amazing prizes like a jackpot jungle grand finale that's currently sitting at $11,546. You could take home in 54 balls or less. It's definitely a great time playing that MegaSota game night action. We also have that Wild Wednesday that goes from 7 to 9 every single Wednesday. That actually comes the very following day on those Wednesday nights. I get to host that live with my co host Jordy as we give out a bunch of PGL points those nights as well and some great prizes along with it. Before I talk more about bingo, we do have to talk about the bingo we're playing right here. We got E over at VFW Hutchinson taking home $20 on that Musco prize. Good job to you, E, in this game number 3 of Game Day Bingo, as we now get enrolled into a game number 4, with that minor prize clicking up from 56 to 58 balls or less. But like I said, come out for both PGL nights, MegaSota game night, 6:40 every Tuesday, Wild Wednesday at 7 o'clock every single Wednesday. It's always a lot of fun to have you guys out there playing that great bingo with us. Just 2 minutes to get enrolled into this game number 4 of Game Day Bingo. We have that minor jackpot sitting at $120. You could take home in 58 balls or less. A major prize of $1,000 you could take home in 48 balls or less. Actually, you can't even take it home, as if you take it home in 48 balls or less, you'll be taking home the mega jackpot of $34,968. As you guys play this game number 4, though, I have some national days we can talk about. And the first one is World Kindness Day. On November 13th, as part of World Kindness Day, we encourage to spread kindness like an infectious cold. We want to share it more than usual because studies show when others observe kindness in action, they are more likely to carry out acts of kindness too. Absolutely, it's a very contagious strangest thing as you get those spread it forward lines in the drive-through. It's a great day for that if you're stopping by a place for lunch and you pay for the person behind you, or you're doing something else where you can help out holding the door, picking up something that somebody dropped, helping up somebody that's tripped. I mean, there's tons of opportunities to be kind on today. One thing that we love to pride ourselves on is that Pilot Games is a very kind company, and that we're out there helping out a lot of the community in Minnesota. You guys directly are helping out that community in Minnesota by playing Pilot Games, as a lot of that cash that you're betting on these awesome games is going out there and helping out local charities that directly affect your community, which I think is super, super cool that we get to highlight this kind of action on today, World Kindness Day. Just 20 seconds before we are in this game number 4 of Game Day Bingo. Like I said, 58 balls or less for that minor jackpot of $132. Just looking great, as that's now over $100 as we now get enrolled into our next national day. Our next national day is National Indian Pudding Day. National Indian Pudding Day recognizes a cold weather classic. On November 13th each year, serve up the traditional New England dessert that is sure to wow. Definitely an interesting one on today, as I am not familiar with Indian pudding or this national day. And so we'll find out a little bit more on today. As Indian pudding in the 17th century, English colonists brought hasty pudding to North America, transforming it. Although they initially made the pudding with wheat due to a shortage of grain, the colonists eventually used cornmeal, since the colonists had learned to cultivate corn from the indigenous people. The crop was readily available. The colonists derived the name um, for this Indian pudding for their name for cornmeal. They also replace the water with milk for added flavor. Cooks added either molasses, maple syrup. Other ingredients they added included cinnamon, ground ginger, butter, egg, raisins, and nuts. Definitely an interesting one on today, as I have not had Indian pudding on today, and so maybe I'll have to try out some corn pudding on today. Definitely an interesting one, as you guys are celebrating on today. We have balls dropping in this one. One ball away for Anne, as we see if this minor prize can go out in this game. Moving on in this one to a $22.50 Musco prize. We'll see which one of these lucky players can take home the Musco prize, as we'll be seeing that jackpot grow and roll into a game number 5. Patriot over at VFW Blaine will be taking home this prize in this game at $22.50 going out to you, Patriot, as we now get enrolled into our next great matchup, a game number 5. Minor prize clicks up from 58 to 60 balls or less, getting more exciting as we play these awesome games of Game Day Bingo. So get enrolled, press play at 60 balls or less. It's a high likelihood we could see that prize go out. Just 2 minutes and 20 seconds to get yourself involved. As you guys are getting ready for this next game, I would like to highlight an awesome partnership that we made with the Minnesota Twins. Pilot Games teamed up with the Minnesota Twins to create a great ETAP game called Twins Win. You can even check out the Home Run Derby bonus round, where if you pick out the lucky batter, you'll be taking home some Grand Slam prizes. It's always a great time. We love our Minnesota Twins, and we're super excited as we want to send them a bunch of luck during this off season, as the off season is just starting to get underway, and it seems to be a little bit more complicated for our Twins this off season than others. As you guys have just 1 minute and 30 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 5 of Game Day Bingo, we have been obviously playing Game Day Bingo these last few games. And while you guys have been playing, you've been actually earning points towards the Game Day Bingo standings, which have been very competitive in this season 14. Getting us started off in 10th place, we have Mikey Wins over the clubhouse at Edinburgh with 47,000 points. 48,000 points in a two-way tie in 8th between Brizo over at the Pub 500 and Phil M over at the Sportsman's Pub. 7th place is Super D over at the Shore 96 with 51,000 points. With 56,000 points in 6th place, we have Player over at the Boulevard Tavern. Over at Beatles Bar and Grill in 5th place, it is Why Not Me with 62,000 points. 4th place is Rock Rider over the Incline Station Bowling Center with 67,000 points. 70,000 points for 3rd place, Mike over at the Sherwood Lounge. As Mikey Mike sits in 2nd over at the Old Piper in Blaine with 80,000 points. As our first place player has an over 100,000 point lead, and it's none other than Call Me Jen with 184,000 points. Awesome job to you, Call Me Jen. Just super impressive stuff from you while playing these great game day bingo matchups. Just 5 seconds before we're in this next game day bingo matchup, as we have that minor prize at $173 already at 60 balls or less. We'll see if anybody can hit that 60 ball or less mark in this game number 6. As you guys compete in this game number 6, I got the location side of those game day bingo standings. And the top 10 locations in 10th place, it's Eagles of Watana with 108,000 points. 114,000 points for 9th place, Country Lounge with 114,000 points. Sherwood Lounge sits in 8th with 122,000 points, as our 7th place location is Shady's Railside with 126,000 points. With 128,000 points in 6th place, we have the Old Piper in Blaine. 5th place is Leo's Bar Newmarket with 135,000 points. The Boulevard Tavern is in 4th with 140,000 points. As 3rd place is J.R. Mack with 217,000 points. 246,000 points for Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards, who sits in 2nd place. And our number 1 location in these standings is VFW Spring Lake Park with 250,000 points. Great job to all of those players and locations, earning so many points while playing that awesome game day bingo. We love playing it with you guys as we're playing it right here, right now with Nan and Mikey Mike 7 balls away. Now Mikey Mike 6 balls away, as we just talked about it. Mikey Mike, the number 2 player in these game day bingo standings. Good to see you out there taking home some more game day bingo wins, hopefully today. If you guys aren't playing this game day bingo, though, don't worry. We have other games you can check out, as we have those e-tabs with over 70 different shareable e-tab options. You can play anytime and win huge prizes up to $1,500. All games have small bets between 50 cents and $5 with awesome bonus and free play rounds in those games. I'd love for you to check them out. One of our newest games is Firefighters with 3 bonus rounds and scorching prizes to go along with it. You'll definitely want to check it out. See if you can take home some awesome jackpot prizes, maybe in that free play, Emergency 911 bonus, or the Fire Simulation Training bonus. We do have a jackpot winner here, though. We have Ann over at Lyle Liquor taking home $172 on that jackpot, hitting it at exactly 60 balls. Great job to you, Ann, as we now get enrolled into a game number 6 of Game Day Bingo with that must-go prize of $32.80. Just growing and rolling into this upcoming game. Should continue to be a lot of fun. I'll be taking a quick break as you guys play the next 2 games of Game Day Bingo, but I'll be back in just a little bit to finish up those final 5 games of Game Day Bingo with you guys, as well as announce those winners from the games I miss. Hello, guys, and I am here for some more of this awesome, great game day bingo as we just have 40 seconds to get enrolled into this game number 7 of game day bingo. As you guys just finished up that, game number 8 of game day bingo. Should be great stuff as we continue to play this awesome game number 8. As you guys just played a game number 6 as well as game number 7. In that game number 6 of Game Day Bingo, we saw a nice coverall must go out to MD Mailman over at VFW Spring Lake Park, taking home $57.50. Great job to you, MD Mailman, one of those long-time Pilot Games players. Also taking home a prize, but in a game number 7, we got to see a coverall of $19.30 go out to Tyler over at the Bear Den Sports Bar. Great job to you, Tyler, as we are now competing in this awesome matchup here with some great bingo prizes on the line. We got that minor jackpot at 56 balls or less. You can take home $80. A major prize of $1,000 you can't take home at 48 balls or less. And that's because at 48 balls or less, you'll be taking home that mega prize of $35,074. As you guys are getting after it, though, I do have a bit of music history on today. And on today, in 2001, with the help of Gloria Estefan, Colombian-born songstress Shakira releases her first English language album, Laundry Service. It features the top 10 hit, Whenever, Wherever. Definitely a great one there as Shakira became an absolute legend after that for both uh, Spanish as well as as well as Americans, as she put out so many great hits in many different styles and did a great job with it. Also, just one of those amazing performers as well. Definitely a cool one as Whenever, Wherever. Huge one from that one as well. As you also got Rules. Ready for the Good Times Fool, Poem to a Horse, the one, as well as a few other big hits as well for Shakira in that Laundry Service album. Before we get into our next day in music history, we do have 55 balls dropped on this one. Final opportunity to give out that minor jackpot here as we move on to a $20.70 Musco prize. Two balls away for quite a few of our players now as we wait to see who can get to that first one ball away mark. And it's IARM as well as Frederick. They're the first ones there as one arm over at Muddy Cow Litchfield is taking home $20.70 on that great Musco prize. Great job to you, one arm, as we now get enrolled into a game number 9 of Game Day Bingo. Minor prize clicking up from 56 to 58 balls or less. We'll continue having a lot of fun as we play these great games. Also on today in music history, in 2010, Taylor Swift sets a record by becoming the first female artist to place 11 songs on the Hot 100 at the same time. Very impressive. I don't know if there's anybody else that's came close to that, as I know Ariana Grande had a few records that happened similar to this, but Taylor Swift, just one of those super dynamic superstars that has continued to rise in popularity, especially over the past year. I think she's really boomed in popularity, not just due to the fact that has a ginormous fan base, but now everybody in the NFL talks about her as well. And so just everyone's talking about Taylor Swift. And it's been this way for a long time. She's one of those artists that, has never left really the scenery, came in as one of those young pop stars and has since continued to be a dynamic artist. Well, definitely cool one in 2010 as 11 of her songs hit the top 100. Crazy to think that, maybe there's probably more people talking about her now than when there was 11 songs in the Hot 100, as her tour right now is insane. And then also the fact that she has that relationship with Travis Kelce has just blown up everybody talking about Taylor Swift. Definitely a fun one in music history on the day in 2010. But if you want to make Pilot Games history, sign up at pgl.world and become a member of our league. PGL players, they compete for points and have access to insider information, including a monthly newsletter that has a lot of great information in it. So sign up at pgl.world today, and we'll get you highlighted in that new member spotlight. Some new members are Flash One, MCJ65, NM Batch, Stewie Deuce, KDK, Tay96, Jay Kittleson, KMM 2018, Jerbode, BK Nettle, Joe, Tom239, a new man too, as well as Schiff. Good job to each one of those players getting signed up at PGL.world. We wish you guys a bunch of luck as you keep on competing for these awesome PGL points on those great, awesome specialty nights. Before I get into those PGL point leaders, as we have a top 10 for those awesome standings, players, and locations, we are going to get balls dropping in this game number 9. In this game 9, we have a 58 ball or less minor jackpot sitting at $110, a major prize of $1,000 that's not available, as that mega prize is sitting at 58 balls or less, $35,000. 17 balls away for Mike as we keep on competing in this awesome lunchtime game day bingo. But on to the PGL standings. 10th place is Trish over at Eagles Litchfield with 892,350 points. With 932,280 points in 9th place, we have TTWL69 over the Crooked Pint Ale House. 8th place is Sloppy over at Malone's Bar and Grill with 953,690 points. OE50 finds himself in 7th over at the Stanchion Bar with 959,910 points. With 1,034,890 points in 6th place, it is Rakuda over at the Alibi of Gilbert. 5th place with 1,052,370 points is Sherbert over at the Broadway Pizza Brooklyn Park. 4th place is none other than Brizo over at the Underground Bar and Grill Mankato with 1,236,415 points. 1,240,775 points in 3rd place for Yak over at the Stanchion Bar Hamel. 2nd place is Drumsky over the Underground Bar and Grill Mankato with 1,635,814 points. is 1,763,610 points. In first place, we have Outlaw 21 over at the Boulevard Bar and Grill, Coon Rapids. Good job to all of those players, really earning a ton of points on those awesome specialty nights, Tuesday nights at 6:40s and Wednesdays at 7 p.m. But in this game right here, we do have a jackpot prize as $110 will be going out to Super D over at Shore 96. Super D, one of our top game day bingo players, as they are currently right now in seventh place and have the opportunity to keep on moving up, as they're only a few thousand points behind that sixth place spot. Well, good job to you taking home that minor jackpot as we now get enrolled into this game number 10. We'll be having a double must go available in this upcoming game, as that must go prize did not go out in that game number 9. So enjoy this game number 10's double must go, as we just have 2 minutes and 25 seconds to get enrolled. As you guys get enrolled, I'm going to be talking about the location side of those PGL standings. And in 10th place, we have Malone's Bar and Grill, Maple Grove, with 953,690 points. With 1,052,370 points in ninth place, we have the Broadway Pizza, Brooklyn Park. Eighth place is Eagles Litchfield with 1,154,445 points. With 1,165,865 points in seventh place is O'Brien's Pub in Rice. Sixth place is Moe's over at Mounds View with 1,194,920 points. 1,485,885 points for the fifth place location, Super Bowl in Ramsey. Fourth place is the Alibi of Gilbert with 1,724,460 points. With 1,988,995 points in third place, it is the Boulevard Bar and Grill, Coon Rapids. Second place is the Stanchion Bar and Hamel with 2,200,685 points. And with 2,872,229 points in first place is the Underground Bar and Grill, Mankato. Great job to each and every one of those locations, earning so many points throughout this season 14. It's definitely been a lot of fun to watch you guys compete for those awesome games on those Tuesday nights at 6:40 and Wednesday nights at 7 p.m. Those Wednesday nights, they're always themed after our Minnesota Wild, as they are a Wild Wednesday, and we need all the luck we can to be sent to our Minnesota Wild, as we are now 5-8-2 on the season, as Jason Roberts and Wyatt Johnston each scored a goal against our Minnesota Wild to beat us 8-3 on Sunday. Brandon Duham, Vinny Letieri, and Matt Zuccarello scored for the Wild, who have lost 3 straight. Marc-Andre Fleury did make 29 saves in that game, but we just had way too many opportunities on goal. Close to 40 shots on goal, and just not what we need to see, as Marc-Andre Fleury let up 8 of those goals. Just not the kind of performance we need from our Minnesota Wild, as we were hoping to be able to turn this thing around, as we've just been losing game after game. Our last 10-game stretch has been absolutely horrendous, as in these last 10 games, we have been 3-6-1. So just a really poor 10-game stretch, as we need to turn this thing around, as we have now dropped to behind the Coyotes, and we just are not as bad as the Coyotes, and I think we should be able to pass them up if we can play some good hockey in the next little bit, as we are going to be taking on. We get a little break here, so we get, to sit down, reevaluate ourselves, look into the mirror, and hopefully make some of those corrections, as we have all the way till Saturday till we take on those Senators at 6 p.m. Should be an interesting game. Hopefully we can end up getting a win there, as we need to push this team just to be a little bit better. I mean, losing I mean, very much on the losing side of things over the last few games. 5-8-2 is not where we want to be at. We are at 42 balls dropped in this game right here. If you're not playing this game, check out the ETAB game that we teamed up with our Minnesota Wild for. Let's go Wild. Check out the Slapshot bonus round. See if you could score yourself a jackpot prize. It's one of our favorite ETAB games, as we love all the ETABs that are themed after those Minnesota Wild. We are at 50 balls dropped in this one, with 3 balls away for Mike as well as Putz, as we wait to see who can take home maybe one of the well, none of the jackpot prizes, the nice Musco prize that we're working on in this game. $40.60 in this game number 10, as our jackpots will be growing and rolling into a game number 11. Should continue to be a lot of fun as we play these great games. Puts right now 1 ball away. I need a win joining up with them, as it is Puts over at Lucky's Tavern, taking home that nice prize of $40.60 on the double Musco. We'll now be getting enrolled into this game number 11. I only have 2 more games of game day bingo with you guys. So I want to give out another great prize before we end this off. If you guys take home a good prize in this great game day bingo, or you just take home a great prize while playing Pilot Games, playing your favorite E-Tab game, having a good time with your favorite bartender, your loved ones, your best friends, whatever it is, as long as you're having a good time playing Pilot Games, we love seeing photos of it. You can share player pictures by directly messaging us on Facebook, by posting them onto any of your social media with the hashtag Pilot Games, or by emailing them to jackpots@pilotgames.com. Definitely all of those are great resources, as you can see right here next to me, all those awesome player pictures that scroll through every time we enroll into one of these games. We also love being able to show those off on our social media as well, shouting out those big time Pilot Games players that take home those big time wins. Our last player picture that we just got to show off, that was a huge win. I'm talking about, one that, makes your jaw drop, was we had Brad take home $58,000, sent in an awesome player picture as he looked like he was on his lunch break from work, and got out there and won 58 grand. Was just awesome to see from Brad just last week. Was super fun. We are now getting enrolled into this game. Just 1 minute to get enrolled into this next game of Game Day Bingo. Now, obviously, we're playing a little bit of Vikings themed Game Day Bingo, as our Vikings right now are 6-4 on the season. The latest stop in Minnesota, the the latest stop in Minnesota on Josh Dobbs' 7-year, 7-team NFL journey has become the most eventful experience in less than 2 weeks. The Vikings have enjoyed having him even more. Dobbs kept an injury-thinned offense on track in his first start, throwing a career-high 268 yards and contributed 2 touchdowns, and helped the Vikings build a 24-point halftime lead to hold on to beat the New Orleans Saints 27-19 on Sunday for their 5th straight victory. I, I did pinch myself, Dobbs said, just 12 days after he was acquired in an emergency trade with Arizona, and 2 days after he finally moved out of his hotel. It's just been really cool being able to take it all in, he finished up saying. Definitely a fun one there. It was an awesome game to watch. Josh Dobbs is a dynamic player. It has been fun to watch, as he's been one of those guys that's kind of had to jump around. He is, developed. He's a super intelligent quarterback. We already know this about him, as he's an aerospace engineer, but he's now showing some of that football acumen that is so important. Maybe he's one of those guys that takes a little bit longer to develop, as everyone knows, if you've a longtime fan of the NFL, is that's the normal process of the quarterback. Is, for years prior to probably the last 8 or 10 years, we've been seeing guys come in and they're rookies, 3rd year, and they're already playing at these MVP level type performances. But prior to that, it took 3 to 4 years before the guys would even start. And then they would, develop into these, superstar quarterbacks. And so maybe Josh Dobbs just needed a little bit of time sitting behind. He sat behind Big Ben, one of the perennial all pros over there in Pittsburgh. He then went over to Jacksonville for a bit, to Cleveland, to Arizona, has been a part of some bad organizations after leaving that Pittsburgh Steelers, and now has finally gotten himself back into a good situation, as he's been able to be with, even with an injury thinned offense. I think we have some of the most offensive talent he's had in his tenure in the NFL. And I also think we have one of the best offensive systems that he's played in within the NFL. And so I think he's just thriving. And maybe this is may become a new norm for Josh Dobbs. I don't want to get too excited, as I know that none of the NFL teams have the scouting report on how we run our offense with Dobbs just yet. And so we're going to have to, wait a few games as, NFLs will start to write the book on what we do well when we have Josh Dobbs at quarterback and, see how they change their defensive schemes up to slow down this offense, which has been very productive in the two games that Dobbs has been the quarterback. 31 points in his first game that he was able to play for the majority of, and then in the second one put up 27 points. So we'll see if teams start to slow us down by getting a little bit more film, but it has looked fantastic in these first few weeks. We do have Alberto over at the halftime rec taking home our nice Musco prize of $13.90 in this game number 11 of Game Day Bingo. We'll now be getting enrolled into this final game of Game Day Bingo that I'll be here live for during this lunchtime. So get enrolled, press play. That minor prize is now at 56 balls or less. We'll see if we can give it out in this game as it's already at $47. But super excited about our Vikings. It's been a blast to watch us kind of flip this season around as we started off 1-4, and the fact that we are now 6-4 has been an absolute shock. We now prep for our game versus the Broncos as we are going to have a late night matchup at 7:20 p.m. It's going to be that Sunday night football. All the bright lights are going to be on this team as we watch to see if we can take on those Broncos, as the Broncos are not a great team, but they're definitely not a slouch of a team either. They're dangerous in certain aspects as they are 3-5 on the season. They beat the Chiefs 24-9. They beat the Packers. They played some pretty decent games in this season. They beat the Bears, which is their only win that hasn't been very impressive. They obviously have that 70-20 defeat that the Dolphins put on them. But besides that, they've played some pretty decent close matchups, even beating some tougher teams, in particular beating the Chiefs. And so I think this is going to be a tougher game than you would expect, as they look to be, slightly getting things rolling for them. And so send the luck over to our Vikings by playing the great ETAB game, Vikings Victory. Pick a letter in the skull bonus round and see if you could take home some big prizes. It's definitely a lot of fun, and we are super excited about our Minnesota Vikings right now. So I'm just ecstatic. As we just have 45 seconds to get enrolled into this next game, I do have a little bit of Skull Bingo I want to talk about, as I'm going to be coming back live once again tonight, going from 4 all the way till 6 p.m., playing some Skull Bingo games and giving out points towards these standings I'm about to go over. 10th place, we got Fred Trisha over at Moe's with 110,000 points. 130,000 points for 9th place, Rock Ryder over at the Incline Station Bowling Center. 8th place is Jake over at Moorhead Billiards with 132,000 points, as Jackie over at Outtakes sits with 145,000 points. 6th place is Ollie over at the Little Village Pub. Actually, 5th place is Ollie over at the Little Village Pub, tied with Fonk over at Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards. They both sit with 164,000 points. 176,000 points for our 4th place player, Oswald over at Friar Tuck's Pub. 3rd place is Fast Eddie over at Elks Lodge Owatonna with 240,000 points. As our 2nd place player is Brother Nate over at the Chart House with 296,000 points. And with 473,000 points in 1st place, we have Call Me Jen over at JR Mac. Great job to all of those top Skull Bingo players. Can't wait to see you guys out there from 4 to 6 tonight. Now, the top locations to play that Skull Bingo start off in 10th place with Extra Innings with 201,000 points. With 208,000 points in 9th place, we have Friar Tuck's Pub. 8th place is Eagles Albert Lay with 230,000 points. 241,000 points for the two-way tie in 6th between Elks Lodge Owatonna and the Little Village Pub. 5th place is Clive's Roadhouse Burnsville with 299,000 points, as our 4th location is Outtakes with 355,000 points. With 405,000 points in 3rd place, we have the Chart House, as our 2nd place location is Carboni's Pizza CR Billiards with 478,000 points. And with 544,000 points in 1st place, it is none other home to our number 1 player, Call Me Jen, J.R. Mack. Great job to that location, as well as Call Me Jen. The top player and location in those Skull Bingo standings will be out tonight from 4 to 6 playing some awesome Skull Bingo. Hopefully, you guys are out there as we enjoy this Minnesota Vikings season. We have 49 balls dropped in this game right here, and we're waiting to see who could take home this awesome prize. Maybe the jackpot at 56 balls or less, as Stinky is in line at 2 balls away. We'll see if they can creep closer as we need the perfect balls to drop in these final two as we move on to a must-go prize of $14.30. That does not mean that those jackpots will be moving on from, as those jackpot prizes will be played just in a little bit. You have to wait through one game of Lucky for Bingo, not to diminish the fun of that game of Lucky Four Bingo. $76,000 on the line in that game, but you'll get more game day bingo running from 4 to 6 today. We do have S. Joe over at the Ugly Bar taking home $14.30 on our Musco prize here. Great job to S. Joe as we get enrolled into a little bit of Lucky Four Bingo. I have a player spotlight for you. Spike over the Main Street Bar Hopkins took home $8,000. And over at the Main Street Bar Hopkins, anybody who plays there, they support the Hopkins Youth Hockey Association. And they're guided by the belief by teaching hockey properly in a competitive structure, players will develop a true enjoyment of the game and will remain active in amateur hockey. Just a very important thing there, as we want to remind you guys that whenever you are playing pilot games, your community wins. Definitely stick around for this great unhosted bingo. I'll be back in just a little bit to give out some more great prizes, playing some Skull Bingo from 4 to 6 tonight. But while you guys are playing that other bingo, remember, your community wins as you play.